I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to another review. It's another paid request, this time for Guillermo. Thank you so much. Very kind, generous guy. If anyone wants to send in any other requests for reviews, re-reviews, it could be random, it could be a topic, it could be a list, it could be pretty much anything. Feel free. You can send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now this is for Frazier Park Recut. It was for free on YouTube. It's another found footage film. I've said this before, I've said this again. Found footage films are definitely a curiosity piece for me. Because there are films that I see in that category that are, for me, underrated gems. And then there are ones I see that are some of the worst pieces of shits ever. This is neither. This was okay. It was okay. It's predictable. You know where it's going. I guess before I talked about the movie itself, when I was talking about found footage, funny enough, I actually made a list of like at least 88 found footage films I've seen. I guess to put into the mindset of what I like and dislike. Some of the ones I enjoy is the 1999 Blair Witch Project. This might not count exactly because it's a different format, but Searching with John Cho, The Tunnel, As Above So Below, Hardcore Henry, with POV at least, Exist, the Bigfoot movie, Butterfly Kisses, Savage Land, Digging Up the Marrow, Behind the Mask, The Rise of Lizzie Vernon, Into the Storm, Afflicted, Population Zero, Incident of Loch Ness, Lake Mungo, Take a Deborah Logan, Operation Avalanche, etc. Now, some of the worst ones I've seen, and this is not nearly as bad as these, Unaware, Alien Origin, Bigfoot County, The Upper Footage, the Asylum version of Chlorophyll, which was called Monster, Eyes in the Dark, RWD, Blair Witch 2016. This is better than those. One day I would like to do a big long video on that, but I don't know, I just need time, and maybe I want to try to edit stuff into it, but then will it get blocked? I don't know, that's one I have to really think about. But getting back to this, I know it's like 3 minutes in, I apologize. It's about these two guys who are going out to make a movie, to make a found footage film, at this cabin in the woods. They have an audition for who's going to play the third guy, the groundskeeper, who's going to be the villain of the movie. They get a couple people, they audition, they pick this one guy. I thought this actor did a good job. David Lee Hess as Tom. And that's one thing I will say about this. The acting is pretty good in this. The acting is solid. That's not always the case in a found footage film, but the acting's solid in this. I think pretty much they're making the film things don't go so well. And like I said, to me it was predictable. I kind of figured out 15 minutes in where this was going, and I was correct. But you see the actor Tom playing off against each other, the great conflict between those two, because one keeps changing the script, which pisses the other one off, and the other one keeps getting phone calls from his girlfriend because he's ready to move, which pisses the one guy off. And the Tom is kind of playing each other. How do I put it? What's the right phrase? He's working the angles. He's kind of constructing his own film, his own story. As he puts it, all drama rises from conflict. So he creates conflict. If conflict's not going to be there, he creates it. Just spoiler alert, spoilers, you come to find out that you have the film within the film while they're making it. At the end of the day, Tom murders the two people, and you find out that what we've been watching is what he has edited into. That's why at the end it says directed, written, story, cinematography by his name over and over again. Which was easy to figure out. Number one, it's called Recut. The title is called Recut for a reason. And then also, most found footage movies end downbeat way anyway. That's kind of one of the pitfalls of the found footage, is because 9 times out of 10 it ends with everyone dying, so that becomes predictable. In fact, some of the ones I enjoy the most is when they break off that pattern. Exists, as above so below, they're watching, among others. But then throughout it, like I said, you're introduced to the two leads, the groundskeeper guy. Well, the actor's going to be the groundskeeper. He brings a guitar on the road trip. He asks a question whether he can put his music into it. And the guy says, no, not really. I mean, this is found footage, so there's no reason to put music into it. Then it cuts to a scene with Tom holding the camera and smiling, and guess what you hear? Guitar music. And that's when I went, okay, he's edited this film. Which means he probably killed these two, because found footage films usually end that way, and he took the film he edited, and the guitar music he was told not to put in, he has put in this moment. That's why we're hearing guitar music right now. So, it's not like it's a surprise this guy's a killer. Plus it's called Recut. And then when they get to the cabin, they're showing the fake blood, and he mentions, oh, well, real blood will dye your skin after a few days. Really? Yeah, really. Yeah, I wonder why he knows that. So again, there's really no... some reviews talk about the surprises and the twists. I really don't get what they're saying. Again, if you've seen found footage films, or you see the obvious clues, real blood will dye your skin after a few days. Oh, how does he know that? Again, I want to put a guitar music. No. Then he's smiling at camera and putting guitar music on the soundtrack. It's called Recut. I know I'm saying it again, but it just it became fairly obvious where it was going. So why did I not hate the film? Because again, I thought the 3 actors did a good job. And it does show a little bit about the background of making a film and the pitfalls of making the film. Although I do think one that did that a lot better was this movie. Butterfly Kisses. This film I thought did that a lot better, because this is about a guy who was a failed filmmaker, but now he's making wedding videos he finds this footage that these people made, so he's editing it. And then people go, wait a minute, why don't you make your own thing? Why are you so busy taking the time to edit this? But then while you're editing, while you're changing things, if you want it to be just so people could see it, the pitfalls, ups and downs of found footage within the industry, as well as the interesting story of maybe this mythology is real. Like I said, this one was just a lot more ambitious, and the whole look into the making of this type of film, I just thought a lot more was done with that compared to this. Like Butterfly Kisses, I would recommend over this. But I guess if you're a big fan of found footage, the guy who plays Tom, David Lee Hess, our killer, good acting. There's a nice little creepy moment where he's talking to the camera and he has a saw and it's illuminating half his face. He never uses that saw, but it's a cool look, it's a cool shot. How behind our two leads, he's talking about how he's going to change the film, and like I said, the parts of the film within the film is entertaining, like them changing the script and the other guy getting pissed about it. How they view the film within the film, like the way they're making it and going through, oh, the creepy groundskeeper, and a movie about making a movie I could be a sucker for, because I get interested and involved with those kind of stories. I think Found Footage 3D did that as well. Where that was found disappointing. Although I probably would say I liked that more than this. Because I what I did try to be a bit more ambitious with it. I do like that the groundskeeper, I keep calling groundskeeper, that's the character he's playing. The Tom character, I do like that he plays it off cool enough to an extent so it doesn't make you go, well, wait a minute. Why don't these guys just fucking leave? This guy seems creepy as fuck. Why don't they just leave? But no, he doesn't act that way. He is, hey, congratulations. Hey, I think you're doing a good job. Or when the two are having tough time with the scene, he offers input on how to be a better actor. Hey, you know what? If you don't want to stick to the script, maybe, just you're his brother. Go from the heart, man. Like, he's acting logically in a smart manner to make him not suspicious. Like, this guy's a killer, this guy's a weirdo or pervert or what the fuck. Just get in the car and leave. He doesn't bring attention to himself and go, I'm a killer, have a neon sign. Now, me as the viewer, I know, because I know what kind of film we're watching. But to the people within the film, the way this guy behaves, it doesn't seem as if he's a suspect. He doesn't raise a lot of suspicions on himself. And these mind games that he's playing to play the two off each other. And then when he talks to the camera, he's talking about classic mistake that people make these days is they want to make their days first and foremost. They worry more about that than fleshing out characters. And then he slowly turns them against one another. Like, he'll take one guy's iPad and throw it away, and then next morning one blames the other, and he just sits there and doesn't say anything. I mean, with all that said, it's not like a whole lot happens. For the most part, you see four people. Well, other than the people they audition at the beginning, it's either three main characters or the girlfriend you see on the iPad from time to time. It's not a lot of action. It's not a lot of gore. It's not even a lot of killing or chasing. It's, spoiler alert, at the end of the film, he tells the one guy, I threw your iPad over there, He's looking for it. He goes up and kills the guy with a horseshoe. The other guy comes home from getting groceries. He comes up and kills him. It's a cutaway. Then he throws a horseshoe to the camera and puts his credits in. And he talks about how he wants to be a filmmaker, and this was the first step. Like I said, it was predictable. I knew where it was going. And the acting, especially by David Lee Hess as Tom, is what made it watchable, but nothing I would ever see again. If you're not into found footage films, I don't see this changing your mind. If you're not into downbeat films, this isn't really going to change your mind. Like I said, it's just one of those movies that, it was okay. It was okay to see a little bit behind the scenes of people making a film, the difference between the film within the film and what's actually being portrayed. Again, the Tom character turning one against the other, manipulating behind the scenes. Like I said, it was alright. So interesting enough as a time waster, but not anything I would seek out and watch again. But it's definitely not one of the worst. At least the acting here is fairly good. I know I keep repeating and repeating about David Lee Hess as Tom, because he was the best part of the movie. He was rather solid in his acting. I give props to that. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.